all we have to sell is our service, 100%. Service is what is going to separate you. Answering the calls at 10 o'clock at night, getting back to somebody within minutes, going above and beyond, helping out people when they need help.
I'm Maud Leger, and this is the Realtor's Conspiracy podcast, where we crack the code to real estate success. Learn from realtors, entrepreneurs, innovators about how to grow your business as we discuss real estate success stories, mindset, processes, motivations, and the key to their success. Subscribe to our podcast, Realtor's Conspiracy, today. This week, I'm speaking with Renee Jacobs from the Home Team Realty Group. Renee strives on referrals and repeat business. We talked about how she believes in keeping in touch with her database and the importance of servicing her clients to succeed in real estate. So let's get to my chat with Renee. Hi, Renee. Thanks for joining us. What is the key to your success?
Well, there's more than one key, that's for sure. But I think mostly just being willing to learn and probably just digging in and working hard. I think with real estate, you have to be self-motivated, and that can be a task. It's hard to learn, especially if you're coming from, did not come from a entrepreneurial background, so to speak. Jason, my husband, was much more entrepreneurial. So I kind of had to learn that independent work ethic, and it took me a while, but yeah, I think just digging in and being willing to do the work and good timing and time management for sure.
So let's go with motivation. How do you keep motivated?
Wanting to get better at whatever you do. You look at other realtors and you see other realtors doing well. And, my husband is in the business. So, keeping each other motivated has been, kind of super important.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 2 children, mouths to feed. So, honestly, like, real estate is such an interesting business. I think it's kind of easy to stay motivated. It's always kind of, on the forefront of like technology, and there's new tools and stuff that you can always learn. So I think like looking to your brokerage for kind of classes and just learning how to use those new technologies. It's always kind of changing, right? Real estate. So it's easy to stay kind of motivated, I think.
Nice. And then you're working with your husband. So how is the dynamic, or what tools have you learned to make the team successful?
I think when you work with your spouse, sometimes it's a delicate balance, but I think being respectful of the way that both of you work. Mm-hmm. I'm a more laid back person out of the 2 of us, and Jay's pretty type A, firstborn. What's going on? What you got in the hopper? And I'm much more kind of just, I'm not as stringent with everything. So I think Jay's just had to respect the fact that I work a little differently, and I've had to respect the fact that he works differently. So I think we both just try to move a little bit closer to, kind of how the other person works, and having respect for how the other person works. And I think that helps a lot. And because it can be, it's not always easy for sure, but we've managed to make it work pretty well. I think we've been working together for 10 years. Probably in real estate, and 11 years probably in real estate. And we worked together before that too. We had actually owned a candy company before this. So we were in that probably for 5 years. So yeah, we've done it somehow and are still married.
And it works.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And how do you keep yourself accountable for success on your own end of things if he's not asking you what's going on?
Yeah, you know what? I just think, after doing it for 11 years, I want to be accountable. So I hold myself accountable just by, I'm pretty, I write down goals. Like I'm pretty, I want to say right-brained, like in terms of, I was always like a big reader and a big writer. And if I wasn't in real estate, I probably would have done something more editing or something more on that end. Right. So, I like to kind of write down my ideas, and I go over my own little spreadsheets, and I just, circle back to past clients. For me, a lot of my business, because I'm not a massive self-promoter in terms of in an ego-driven kind of way. And I don't mean that to sound critical of anybody else, but I'm kind of low key. So for me, repeat and referral business is very, very important.
Nice.
So I think, I go back to my old customers. I see how they're doing. You schedule something to eat or something to drink when you can, when it's not COVID. But for me, like, I just, I think an important thing is to do what you're good at.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like, I like to be myself, and I feel like that's been my best tool for being good in real estate, is that selling in a way that is honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a hard time, like, here's my card, here's, like, I just don't work that way. It sounds so cliche, but I genuinely want to help people find a house. I enjoy that part of the job. I love seeing people happy. So just being, I think, honest, and I become friends with a lot of my clients, and I think that helps me to just be accountable. Like, I enjoy that aspect of the job, so I'm always reaching out to people that I've helped or who I want to help, and I think that's basically the gist of it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Track of all of it. Like, do you have like a system that you?
Oh yeah, for sure. We have a database. Yep, we have a database. All my clients are in the database. Anniversaries, like, in Outlook, I'll get, this person's house anniversary, and it will pop up.
Nice.
No, yeah, for sure.
Very
and
cool.
hopefully they reach out to me too still.
Nice.
So, which is nice. Yeah, for sure.
Keeps it going.
Yeah. Thank you cards. Like, whenever anybody's like refers us to anybody, a lot of times we'll send either like an edible arrangement or a thank you card, because honestly, a referral is so, and this sounds kind of cliche too, but it's such a, like, an honor, you know what I mean? It's like somebody is saying, oh, I trust this person with like the biggest purchase of your life, basically.
Yeah.
And I know this person can handle it, and she's going to take care of you. So I like am so just grateful when someone refers me, for sure.
That's amazing. Yeah. Being
Yeah.
showing the gratitude, and it's a
Yes.
testament to how great you did, how great you serviced them, what you did for them.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, for sure.
You said you're a big reader. What are business books that you read that you loved?
Yes. So I did study Brian Buffini quite a bit.
Nice.
Who is, it's basically about working your existing database and your like your sphere around you. So your friends, your family, you try to network off of that, and just basically building that whole repeat and referral business. And I did spend a lot of time like looking and researching with that whole Brian Buffini model. And I guess I do in some ways subscribe to that, but I think the harder you work, those referrals come to you. I honestly truly believe that. And I know that sounds like kind of like a line, but it's really not.
It's just natural for you.
Yeah, 100%. I truly believe that. All I basically am selling is my service.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Nice.
So when you give good service, they come back to you. That comes back to you for sure.
Nice. What would you say that you qualify your service to be higher? Like, what do you do that's different?
For us, well, for me, when you talk to me, you're not going to talk to an assistant. You're talking to me. When you have a question, you're getting a hold of me.
Nice.
I'm answering calls. Like, it is rare that I will not get back to a text or an email or a call within minutes. And, in terms of what, like, obviously technology, we have amazing photography, aerials, videos. We're on YouTube. Obviously, we use all the social media platforms, and we have a dedicated administrator who does obviously push all of that out. So, you're going to get all of that latest, it's going to be marketed beautifully.
Yeah.
But in terms of personal service, you're dealing with me.
Nice.
And you're dealing with me promptly, and I'm not passing you off to somebody. And we have a 6-person team. So it's not like, we're busy, but I still have time for my clients always. Nice. So I think that makes a big difference personally.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And you're doing a lot of referrals and repeat business. When you're not, how do you get new listings? How do you win more listings?
Yeah. So for this one, like this, it's so funny because I think this is why it's interesting to talk to realtors, because we all have different strengths and we all have different weaknesses. Yeah. So for me, a big strength is that I get referrals. Now getting new business, we're getting better. I'm getting better at that. And that's a real thing for me that I've had to really get out of my comfort zone.
Okay.
So, when I'm out somewhere and somebody says, like, mentions real estate, like, for me to give somebody my card and put myself out there like that was really difficult. And, we have a guy on our team, Simon, he's great. He's great with that. I mean, he will just shop himself to like, it's amazing actually to watch, but it is genuine because that's who he is.
Yeah.
But I'm not naturally like that.
Yeah.
But Simon naturally is, right? So, I think you kind of help each other in different ways. He sees how I work and I think he pulls from that, but I see how he works and then I stretch myself.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've really gotten like a lot better at, we're in newspapers and stuff too. So we're getting more ad calls. So when you reach out for those new appointments that you've never worked with those people, just having a really solid listing presentation and being able to present, and then you guys are part of that, with creating our listing presentations and having that visual medium to sell your business. So, we use you as part of our platform to try to secure new business all the time. So hopefully it works. It has been.
Thank you. See, I'm one of those too. When somebody is like talking about business or wanting more, I'm always like, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you define success? What does success look like for you?
I think success for me is, and I don't know if I'm going to answer this differently because I'm a woman and I hate to do that, but I mean, for me, success is, doing well, obviously doing well in business and, obviously bringing home a solid income, but doing it in a way that's still compatible with my family and having, happy kids and a happy husband. And, I think for me, I feel successful when people like reach out to me. If I get and know someone calls me and says, you did such a great job on this, Kathy's listing. She's been talking about you, the stage looked amazing. That's successful for me. When my client does well and I know that I was a part of it, when I list a house and I know I was helping to clean and helping to stage it and, walking them through everything. And then it gets in, we knock it out of the ballpark.
Nice.
And they're like so happy. Like I am on a cloud. I'm so happy for them. Like that for me is when I know that they've made, or if they make a certain amount of money that they didn't expect, and I know it's going to change their life in some way.
Yeah.
That is the best feeling ever. I could not be more happy. So when they're happy, I'm happy.
That's really cool. Nice.
Yeah.
What would be, if you're talking to another realtor starting up, what would be 3 actions that every realtor should be doing?
You should definitely be reaching out to all your family and friends. And initially, you do not have a lot of business. You really have to work your immediate sphere for sure. So reaching out to family and friends and building your business that way, setting a time every day to get up and work. So you're going to be like defining your work time, because being in real estate, it's really self-motivated and you really have to have good time management, which I did not have in the beginning. And I really had to learn that. So, I'm going to, from 8 to 11, I'm going to do paperwork. From 11, till 1, I'm going to make phone calls, just try to schedule your day so it has some routine and then you're accountable.
Yeah.
And then maybe a third one, I would say, learn, like take class, go to your brokerage, like make sure that you're looking at the new listings, maybe go look at new listings, even if you don't have someone to take to them, so that you understand, especially your local inventory. Make sure you're always looking at the hot sheets and I would utilize your brokerage. Get in there if they have classes, educate yourself, learn technology. So yeah, you really just have to be accountable at the beginning, because if you don't, it's such a sink or swim industry. You have to time manage and be accountable for sure.
Very cool. That's amazing. You're working with a team. What kind of attributes or attitudes are you looking for new members for your team?
I think we have every team is a little bit different, right? I would say that some of the bigger teams, take on like newer agents all the time. I'm just going to be totally honest. Our team, we are kind of looking for a little bit, we look for more experienced agents that have kind of been in the business for a little bit. And I just find that right now, because we're not a huge team, there's only 6 of us. So when there's only 6 of you, you don't have as much time to mentor. Whereas, someone like a Rob Golfi team, you're going to have strategies in place to really babysit and I don't want to say babysit because that's not a very nice term, but to really, to help out new agents but our team, we're a smaller team. We're kind of a little more niche. So we look for kind of experienced agents in kind of different areas that just have really good work ethic. And that's a big thing for us. Like we'll approach an agent if we really loved their service and we're working with them and know that they would be a good fit. So yeah.
Nice. Work ethic. Amazing.
Yes. Basically, yes.
Yeah. What are you excited about in the industry right now? Are you looking forward to in the future?
You know what? I think like I've really started to like bite into the technology a little bit more.
Nice.
So I'm enjoying that. Also too, I kind of have like a bit of a personal goal to be a little bit more of an online presence in terms of videos or maybe live videos and that kind of thing. It's something I've not done. I can barely do a selfie. You've taken my picture before, so I'm not a fan of being in front of the camera. So doing things like this, just trying to like go out of my comfort zone. And I'm excited because that's a whole new medium now. Like, I mean, people are selling cooking products. They're like showing their cooking in the kitchen. Right. So I think like that whole interactive, internet experience is kind of, I'm going to try to maybe take a bite out of that at some point. It's scary.
Yeah. Starting somewhere and then growing.
Yeah. I think, you were asking me earlier, one thing like about you would tell a new agent.
Yeah.
You have to learn how you sell. Like you have to learn what is natural for you and who your real personality is and use that as a way of, basically running your business and you got, that's because then you'll be your most authentic self. And I think that works the best.
That's very cool. Very true.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the best advice you've ever received as an agent?
The best 100, like for sure from my husband.
Okay.
Yeah. He's going to be like props. But all we have to sell is our service.
Yeah.
There are thousands of realtors, thousands. A lot of us can offer similar internet and, technological services, but service is what is going to separate you. Answering the calls at 10 o'clock at night, getting back to somebody within minutes, going above and beyond, helping out people when they need help. So for sure, for me, it's been all we have to sell is our service, 100%. From the Renee Jacobs School of Marketing.
There you go. We'll have him on the podcast after. I'll ask him the same question.
If he says that, I'm going to laugh.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for sharing that. That was awesome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anytime.